Billy Meier. I went through everything that you referred me to. I searched out that woman who had been a young girl at an ashram in Ashoka. I was able to verify for myself. Indeed, she was there. She had an uncle or a grandfather who was the head monk. Yes, her brother was there. This all checked out. I checked out that newspaper, the Delhi Statesman, in which that article about young Eduard Albert Meier and his photo was there, and photos that he presented, and this investigator. The paper is a good paper. They've been around a long time. I checked out the reporter. He was a very straight-ahead guy. I read the article, and I looked, and I saw the photos, and I saw that there were photos here. You still have 12 of those photos. There were more, but you still have them. I looked at the photos. I started to think through all of the other evidence. And he said, your Billy Meier case is 100% ironclad authentic. I will take on any skeptics on your behalf. And I'm sitting there going, Joe, he said, yeah, my name is Joe Tisk. I am an expat. I no longer live in the country. Those photos and the emails I sent you, yes. He said, you delete that, please? I said, done. And I did. Sure, I would have liked to have had that, but he said, now what I'll do, I will help you. Okay, so he took on a couple of the skeptics. One guy, I think it was Kevin Randall, or it was a skeptic in India, said maybe Billy was carrying around an enlarger with him in India. Here he's a vagabond with a knapsack. He says, my question is, where in India in 1964 does this vagabond get an album full of UFO photos? There's no UFOs Are Us in India in 1964.
When I was in India in 1964, I lived in the Ashoka Ashram outside of Mehrauli with a monk named Dharmawara, from whom I also learned a great deal. It was then that the opportunity arose for the first time for me to photograph spaceships, that is to say, beam ships.
Große Möglichkeit gegeben war, dass ich Raumschiffe respektive Strahlschiffe fotografieren konnte.
And that is my grandfather when he was in his late 80s, and myself a year and a half before I left to come to the United States to pursue my university studies. As I continued my university studies, I have forgotten all about that contact. It never stayed in a place in my mind where it is utilized. I went on finishing my graduate work, went to help my country, became a diplomat, was sent back to New York to represent my country at the United Nations. Worked at it for 12 years. One day I was cleaning and came across the book again. So I thought before I threw it away, I should look at it. I opened the page and saw the name Ashoka Ashram. So I was wondering, how could our place be named in this book? As I browsed through it, I saw the stories. And immediately, I thought, I bet you it was the same Swiss person that had stayed at our place when I was a child. If he's the person that I knew, if he has a monkey, it's the same person. So Wendell wrote to him, and I think Wendell said within an hour, Billy wrote back. A few months later, I flew out. We sat and talked for 3 straight nights without sleep. It was almost like I felt I have returned home and he felt he has returned home. So it was just sharing of some part of him that he has not been able to share so much with a lot of people before. So this ship would appear, usually would be around the same time as I have the visitation, or sometime this was taken by Billy Meier.